Do you want to earn more money? How does the sound of unlimited earning potential sound? How would you like to sack your boss today and start your own ready-made business from home, from the beach, from space, right now, for just a small upfront fee and an ongoing monthly fee thereafter, of course? Here at Pyriquid, we can teach you everything you need to know via Zoom and some informative PDFs to start selling holidays, forex, supplements, beauty products, loom blessings today. And if you don't enjoy selling products, shit, that's okay. All you need to do is build up a huge team and earn us, I mean you, money that way instead. Scientific studies have shown that jobs are for losers. So sign up with us today for some exclusive, secret keys to success that you definitely can't find on Google or in a book. And become part of our pyramid, I mean company, today. Let me start by saying that not all MLM, that is multi-level marketing companies, are pyramid schemes. Of course, there are some legitimate ones out there. However, there also are a lot that aren't. The purpose of this video is to give you the discernment to distinguish between the legit businesses and the scams. So what's the difference between a multi-level marketing scheme and a pyramid scheme? Multi-level marketing uses people to sell products or services, usually to friends, family and acquaintances. These products can literally be anything, but popular ones right now tend to be holidays, forex trading, beauty products and supplements, and blessing looms in certain communities. The people selling these products or services are representatives of the MLM business, and they earn commission from any retail sales that they make. They also earn commission from the retail sales made by anyone they recruit below them too. I want you to pay particular attention to the recruiting element. Now, it can be difficult to tell the difference between an MLM business that's legit and a pyramid scheme. Strictly speaking, MLM businesses are legitimate and legal in the UK. Why? Because they sell a product or a services and are therefore legal. That's the key characteristic that differentiates an illegal pyramid scheme from a legit MLM business, whether or not you sell a product or a service. But if, say, I or you wanted to set up the pyramid scheme and give it the veneer of a legal, legitimate business, there are some loopholes that we could jump through. We could effectively set up a pyramid scheme that sells a phony product or service on the side to tick the legal requirement to give us the illusion of a legitimate business. So whilst this doesn't make all MLMs pyramid schemes, the unfortunate fact is that due to the nature of how MLM works, there are now some notable wolves among the sheep in the world of MLM. And whilst these companies may not be classified as pyramid schemes from a strictly legal perspective because they happen to sell a product or service, these companies clearly do have a number of characteristics that are exactly the same as the characteristics of a typical pyramid scheme, as we're about to see. If it quacks like a pyramid scheme, walks like a pyramid scheme, generates money and pushes you to recruit people like a pyramid scheme, it's probably a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes are an old-fashioned scam and different versions have existed for decades. And interestingly, the UK's Fraud Reporting Centre has seen more and more new ones surfacing on social media designed to specifically target millennials and younger people. Pyramid schemes are often disguised as a quick way to make money with negligible or even zero risk. Of course, we all know that there are no legitimate overnight ways to get rich and none that carry zero risk. Or at least none that anyone's found yet. Because if there were, of course everyone in the world and their mama would be doing it. If there was a proven formula to become a millionaire overnight with zero risk involved, surely most people would have signed up to it by now. They also usually rely on you paying to join and often an ongoing fee thereafter. And, this one is key, persuading other people to sign up and pay too. Those people are then asked to do the same thing and the pyramid keeps growing and the money keeps coming in and funneling upwards. Schemes like this are often unsustainable and you could end up losing your money. Because for everyone in the scheme to make a profit, there needs to be an endless supply of new members constantly coming in from below and funneling money upwards. The only people that usually tend to profit from a pyramid selling scheme are the ones at the very top and those who come into the scheme early on. So, and don't miss this, there are often people within a pyramid scheme that actually make money, sometimes even good money. Not because the scheme is genuine or legitimate, but simply because they got in early. which of course encourages others to join also on the false belief that they can make money too. It's designed that way. But of course, these types of get-rich-quick schemes collapse when the supply of new investors and new money dries up. The late investors often find that most or all of their money is gone, and the fraudsters who set up the scheme in the first place are riding off into the sunset with the money of their members. Lastly, these get-rich-quick pyramid schemes often target small communities, whether they be religious, ethnic, elderly, or something else. The leaders within these groups are often targeted first, and they receive a decent return on their investment, and then promote the scheme to others below them, to other people in their communities before it collapses. So watch out for that pattern. You can spot a pyramid scheme by looking for certain key characteristics. The first is that they push you to recruit more people to join, build the family, share the opportunity. They're incredibly effective at doing this because it's a primary source of their income, not the product or the service that they claim to sell. Of course, this is the biggest elephant in the room within the pyramid scheme, and they'll constantly remind you that the company sells products, and recruiting others is just an optional activity. When of course the complete opposite is true, and all their incentive, reward and payment structures make this obvious. And nowadays, in this age of social media, they'll go about recruiting in very smart and highly enticing ways. They will very effectively market an aspirational and sometimes fake lifestyle of the people within the company, usually higher up in the pyramid, who are actually doing well from hoovering up the membership fees of all of the recruits below them. You'll often see flash Instagram pictures of men, women in suits, posing by luxury cars, on holiday in exotic locations and luxury accommodation, along with the obligatory BS inspirational quote. It's all marketing, guys, zero substance. It's done to draw you and others in. You really need to recognize this. And once you recognize this, the key is to not give in to the constant pushes to sign up your friends and family. No matter how much they say you should bring them in and share the supposed wealth. The thing is, most people do this with good intentions because they themselves are fooled into thinking that this is a legit company and they're doing a good thing for their family and friends. But in a lot of cases, sadly, your friends and family could end up losing out too. Next is a promise that you, yes you, could make lots of money really quickly with little to no risk or effort. I mean, who doesn't want that? Most people work because they have to. Most people wouldn't go into their current job if you halved their salary tomorrow. The majority of us work primarily for the income. So if there's an easier, lower effort way to make more money than we currently earn, people will of course naturally jump at that. And this, in combination with the marketing of this great aspirational lifestyle, is exactly how these types of companies reel in literal thousands of victims and millions of pounds. Next are fees, the lifeblood of any pyramid scheme. Often you'll be asked to pay a joining fee and then an ongoing membership thereafter. The sale will go something like this. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, taking the world by storm right now. You can make, say, £2,000 a month guaranteed. But to do this, you need to buy a starter package from us, to get you up and running, all the resources that you're going to need to become successful. And you'll need to pay £100 a month membership fee where you'll get access to world-class support wherever, whenever you need it. And we have a thriving network, usually in the form of a WhatsApp or a Facebook group, where you can encourage each other, post inspirational posts, and keep the pyramid, company, tight-knit and close to outsiders. This is how the pyramid scheme makes its money. The last key characteristic is, where does the majority of the revenue of this company come from? Does it come from the product or service that it claims to sell, or does it come from new members joining fees? This is the key characteristic that you should be looking at first, guys, and it will really tell you everything you need to know on whether this is a legit company or a scheme. Now, don't take the company's word or your leader's word for this. Ask them for a copy of the company's annual report and read it for yourself and analyze where the majority of the revenue comes from year to year. Does it come from sales of products and services, or does it come from membership fees? So if you see any of these characteristics, don't be afraid to do some extra digging on the company at the very least. Google the reviews, check the forums, check feedback from people who've actually been through the company's process, and do some critical thinking. Do not hand over your hard-earned cash without doing your due diligence first on these companies. So what do you do if you've already handed over money to a pyramid scheme? If you've unwittingly paid into a pyramid scheme, don't feel bad. This kind of fraud is very common, and these fraudsters are incredibly sly and cunning in their recruitment schemes. As soon as you realize the situation, maybe that's right now for some of you, you should take steps to report the scheme and see if you can get your money back. That begins by telling your bank immediately. Ring your bank's customer service line, select the speak to advisor option and start by asking them to 1. Cancel all future payments going to this scheme, and to 2. Contact the bank where you've been sending your money, your membership fees, to see if you can get them back. Second is to report it. You can report what's happened to you to Action Fraud via www.actionfraud.police.uk. The reality of this is that whilst the government is doing what it can to tackle these types of low-life fraudsters and scammers, these scams tend to reproduce like rats. It's hard for the limited government employees and resources to keep up with the sheer amount of these pyramid schemes that regularly spring into existence. The most effective way to fight these is together at grassroots level within our communities, and that means each one of us taking responsibility to spread the word about these pyramid schemes, whether they take the form of MLM scams, forex scams, blessing looms, etc., whatever it is, so that we recognize them when we see them and bat them all the way into touch where they belong. That is how we fight this. That is how we can protect ourselves effectively. Thanks for watching, guys. Spread the word, have a great Christmas, and I'll see you in the new year.